You guys are actually here, right? Or am I imagining this?
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 best characters to play as in Marvel Rivals. Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to Mojo Plays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Hawkeye.
I gotta admit, it's fun getting in the lab and coming up with new arrowheads.
Admittedly, we haven't seen too many Hawkeye players on the servers, but for the few we have come across, Hawkeye has established himself as a top-tier character. Not only does he have 3 different ranged attacks that let him dish out damage from afar, he also comes with a passive ability that increases the amount of damage his shot inflicts the longer he focuses his aim on an enemy. On top of that, his ultimate ability lets him shoot a little more recklessly than you can when in normal play. Just those 2 powers alone can make Hawkeye an obnoxious foe.
We are done when I say we're done!
Iron Fist.
一夫当关，万夫莫开。
Whereas Hawkeye can be annoying in just how accurate and lethal he can be from afar, Iron Fist is a different kind of annoying. He's the kind that forces you to focus all of your attention on him as he gets up in your business. Dude is playing Street Fighter in a hero shooter, and it actually works in his favor. Every one of Iron Fist's moves can inflict a ton of damage, and his Harmony recovery allows him to heal a good amount of health in just a few short seconds. Basically, if you let him out of your sight for too long, he can pop back up for further irritation, as if your previous fight with him never happened. Cloak and Dagger.
Same with me.
Lights out.
My 30 seconds before you attack!
The strategists, you know, the healers of Marvel Rivals, are surprisingly formidable compared to most other shooters and their healers. You'll see a few of them later on, but Cloak and Dagger are definitely shady characters to watch out for. While Dagger can shoot out projectiles that damage enemies and heal allies, Cloak can drain foes with very little precision required on his part. Dagger, though, is the character to prioritize in combat, as she has 3 different abilities that can keep her team at full health. So if you see her on the field, and she only has an ally or 2 near her, do your best to take her out first.
The light always comes back!
Jeff the Shark. Jeff is another strategist character you should be aware of and target as soon as you see him. As adorable as he may seem, Jeff is one of the cheapest and slipperiest characters on the roster. His primary fire shoots out a beam of healing water, while his alternate fire launches explosive bubbles that can damage enemies. However, the healing aspect is where he is the strongest. Between the beam of water and the healing bubbles he can throw out, Jeff grants a ton of health just between these 2 methods, which can make it insanely hard to kill off an enemy. His ultimate, on the other hand, well, try not to get swallowed up by him. If you do, you better pray there isn't a cliff or bottomless pit nearby. Star-Lord. At first, Star-Lord looks like he may just be an average duelist with his basic pistols. However, he has quickly established himself as one of the best characters of his class. For starters, Star-Lord has a regular ability that allows him to quickly fire off a volley of shots from several directions, which can potentially kill a few enemies at once. But the most frustrating part about fighting him is his ultimate. When Star-Lord triggers Galactic Legend, he suddenly gains auto-aim and can quickly pepper targets with hit-scan shots. You'll be dead before you can even realize what's happening. Squirrel Girl.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Eat nuts and kick butts.
Squirrel Girl might seem like the token oddball of the cast, but don't discount her. She can be as lethal as the other duelists. Though she can maximize damage with direct hits, Squirrel Girl can benefit from dealing splash damage and force enemies to move to different positions. She can even launch bigger, more lethal acorns and call upon squirrels to temporarily immobilize a target. And while her ultimate may not seem like much at first, it can be deadlier in various situations. Squirrel Tsunami launches out a wave of squirrels that will bounce off of walls and deal severe damage to anybody in its path. Basically, you don't want to be caught alone with Squirrel Girl in tight areas. Venom.
A nice victory.
Venom is the easiest character to use in Marvel Rivals, which may not be what you want to hear when someone is describing a tank-class character. As a Vanguard, Venom can act as a bullet sponge when he's got a good healer behind him. However, what Venom truly excels in is not in melee combat or primary fire, but in being a near-immortal powerhouse. With the same web-swinging speed and wall-crawling as Spider-Man, Venom can quickly ambush foes from above, inflict a ton of damage with his melee attacks, and heal himself instantly mid-fight. And that's all without mentioning his potential with AoE attacks, like his ultimate and team-up mechanic. Scarlet Witch.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help.
Across the player base, Scarlet Witch has become the most feared character on the Marvel Rivals roster. The main reason for this has to do with her movement, as Scarlet Witch can turn invisible and fly above players. This opens up the opportunity for her to flank opponents, or worse, unleash her ultimate. If a team is oblivious for even half of a second, Scarlet Witch can potentially wipe them all out with a single use of her ultimate, if not half of the team. Really, a smart Scarlet Witch player can quickly put a whole team of 6 in a very compromising position with just a single move. As for her other abilities, she may not be the best choice to have a one-on-one fight with. Adam Warlock. Of all the strategists, Adam Warlock is the top of the class. He isn't like Jeff or Dagger, characters that can sort of add on to the damage output or have some escape plan if caught alone. What makes Adam Warlock annoying is his healing factor. He has 2 abilities that heal both his allies and himself with beams of energy. Even his soulbound ability can negate powerful attacks by splitting the damage between him and other allies. Plus, the revive game is strong as he can resurrect at a spot near where he died, and his ultimate can resurrect an entire team. And lastly, Moon Knight.
Took out the other Moon Knights on Love Battlefield Medicine.
At the time of launch, Moon Knight is absolutely the best character to play as in Marvel Rivals. This isn't because he has a vast arsenal of gadgets or some of the funniest dialogue either. No, it all stems from his main weapon, the Crescent Blades. What makes these so unique is that when multiple enemies are near each other, the Crescent Blades will bounce between them, inflicting a decent amount of damage until enemies separate far enough from each other. That's not even the worst of it though. Moon Knight can also shoot out a mystical Ankh into the environment, which he can then throw his Crescent Blades at to ricochet and land shots on enemies without even needing to look at them. A solid setup can allow Moon Knight to rack up kills and assists without much effort, and that alone is why the Moon continues to haunt players to this day. Have you gotten to try out Marvel Rivals for yourself yet? Let us know down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to Mojo Plays for more great videos every day. Or the moon will haunt you!